Oh, hey, morning everybody. How y'all doing, man? It's pretty early here, so I know it's very early wherever you are. I do appreciate if you're listening to me, if you can listen to me on the playback or live. What's up, UGC? What up, King? What up, Chief? This is the Chief of the UGC, Black, the man himself. Hey, Black, you want to get on with me? Because this is a good topic for me to talk about, man. This is a good topic, bro. It's a good topic. I need some of that UGC heat on this topic. Oh man. Anyway, before I get on, I always gotta remind everybody what's the temperature here. Good morning, sir. Black, you there, bro? You on mute. No, Black's on mute. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Black. What's going on? I can't hear the king, man. Hold on. Oh wow, Black drop back off. Black, when you get a chance, come back on, bro. But anyway, I just gotta remind everybody, what's the temperature where I'm at right now? It is a balmy 24 degrees Celsius. See, it's getting colder. Black. I can't hear Black. What's going on, man? Is it my shit? You there, brother? No, I can't hear Black at all. Yeah, we got to get the man UGC on. I want my guy UGC on this topic. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear me? I hope so, because I switched to my headphones. I don't know if it was me and Black having issues with our headphones. But anyway, so what we're going to talk about today is, hold on. You there, Chief?
I'm here, but I don't know if you hear me.
Yeah, man, I hear you good now, loud and clear, King. What's up? What's up?
Not much, man. I'm interested in the topic, though. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so Eddie Hearn was on the IFL interview, and he let slip that he's hearing that Ryan Garcia's people have reached out to Javier Fortuna to fight. Apparently, the Manny Pacquiao shit ain't happening, and he reached out to Javier Fortuna to fight. Now, we all know Javier Fortuna is supposed to be Devin Haney's number 2 mandatory, and Javier Fortuna had already turned down Devin Haney to fight Luke Campbell. Samson Lukowicz actually said on the Boxing Voice, yeah, we did turn it down, but now we want the fight. And he and Bill Haney apparently agreed on the Boxing Voice to make the fight happen. He said, if you give Javier that same money that you gave Gamboa, you know what I'm saying, we'll fight Devin Haney, no problem. Bill Haney said, yeah. So it was surprising yesterday listening to the interview that Eddie Hearn let it slip that he's hearing that Javier and Ryan Garcia might fight. So he might now have to try and line up Linares for Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on that, Black?
It'll be what, back-to-back eliminators for Ryan?
But I'm saying, like, what's the point, bro? Like, why is the number 1 and number 2 mandatories fighting? To do what?
I guess, they make up another imaginary eliminator to fight Devin, right? I guess. Because I honestly don't understand what's up with the 2 mandatories and who has more priority. Like maybe just one of them have to just activate it. Like, okay, I'm ready for Devin, but they both not ready for Devin. So they're like, all right, let's just fight each other.
Well, Ryan Garcia won the eliminator finally. He won the final eliminator. He won that. So he's the priority. And as Hearn said,
okay,
the WBC is set to order the fight. But Hearn said that fight's not going to happen because Ryan has already said he's not interested in Devin Haney. From what he's heard is that they've reached out to Javier Fortuna to steal that fight from under Haney. You know what I'm saying? And I'm wondering, like, well, is Bill Haney on the job? Because apparently Bill Haney is Devin Haney's manager. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn is not his manager. Bill is his manager. And I'm like, so what's really happening here, bro? Like, because you have two guys who turned down Devin Haney fights about to fight each other? For what? What are they gonna do? The right to not fight Devin Haney?
I
Because you
mean,
know it was
it's not like they're gonna get more money to fight each other. They're gonna get probably more money to fight Devin.
right. So you already know if Javier Tuna by some chance beats Ryan Garcia, you already know he on that A side shit. I'm A side. I'm A side. And it's like, what's happening here, bro? Like, how is it that people just decide I'm not gonna fight for no goddamn championship belt? I'm gonna just fight somebody else. Since when is that like? Is that something that we support in boxing? I don't understand. You know what I'm
Boxing
saying?
dying, man.
Hey man, you did that topic last night. When I heard Eddie Hearn say that, I was like, Eddie Hearn wouldn't say that without any kind of reasoning. He wouldn't just say that. I would be shocked if Javier Fortuna fights Ryan Garcia before he fights Devin Haney. I would be shocked.
And I'm just shocked to hear that even Ryan would even be entertaining that bout, considering that fight right there over Devin. Like, that's even a risky fight right there, I think, for him. And if you lose to that, you lose your title shot. You were right there, number one. So why risk fighting Javier Fortuna when you right there in line to fight for the belt? But like you said, and like Eddie Hearn has stated, this guy's not interested in fighting Devin Haney, you know. So it's just crazy. It's just like now we're seeing certain fighters trying to steal opponents now from fighters and shit. I'm like, damn, they don't want to fight the guy. Like I seen Canelo do that shit. Ryan doing a lot of shit that Canelo do.
Well, they're in the same camp, right?
Hey, cause remember Canelo, he didn't want to fight Andrade. Andrade wanted to fight Billy Joe. He like, oh hell no, that's my opponent.
That's my
After
opponent.
the
That's
war.
right. That's
So
right.
Ryan like, nah, I don't want to fight Devin. So Devin like, okay, let me fight Fortuna. No, nah, I'm gonna fight Fortuna. You do something else.
Bro, it's just disappointing when I saw Eddie Hearn said it. I was like, you know what? Eddie Hearn might be just talking, but I'm like, Eddie Hearn is not a guy who just talks a lot. I mean, he talks a lot, but
He back it up.
he also not stupid,
Yeah,
right?
he back
He
up what he
not
said.
he not Devin Haney's manager. He promotes him in the US or whatever. But it's like I'm not feeling this whole business of like going around each other and trying to backdoor people. So is this going to turn into another topic of Ryan Garcia? Is Ryan Garcia ducking Devin Haney? Because remember, people told me he's going to get the tank fight. We said, Black, that tank fight ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's stupid. That fight not going to happen. And what happened? The tank fight ain't happen. Manny Pacquiao. Don't seem like that's going to happen. So all of this just to not fight Devin Haney?
All of this, bro. And hey, look, I did a video. It's called "Run, Ryan, Run." I did it already, man. Some weeks back. I already foreseen this shit, man. I was like, how long will Ryan Garcia run from Devin Haney? How long? He the Forrest Gump of boxing. He's the runner.
But people gonna defend this shit, you know what I'm saying? People gonna defend it. Say, yeah, man, Javier Fortuna is a top fighter. He better than Devin Haney. You know the certain channels that's gonna come back this shit up, Black.
He probably
Right?
gonna say they can probably say he a bigger name.
He a bigger name, you know, he well known, he better than Devin Haney. Devin Haney, who's Devin Haney? Who's Devin Haney fought?
You're
I'm
gonna
like,
say that he
what?
more exciting. He's a more exciting opponent.
I'm like, what?
They're gonna say Devin Haney's style is too boring. There's no
That's
excitement
why
in that.
I fell back on this whole on a lot of these channels, bro. I don't go to a lot of these channels because they defend sucker shit. Like, you know, I'm not gonna be in none of these channels that's gonna defend this move. Like if Ryan Garcia fights Javier Fortuna, like I
Mm-hmm.
said before, if he doesn't fight Tank and he doesn't fight Haney, did he duck Haney? Some people told me
Mm-hmm.
it's not a duck,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he didn't fight Tank.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't fight Manny Pacquiao. But he's trying to fight the Devin
Hold
Haney's
on.
number two
That's
man.
three different opponents, man. First it was Devin.
Yeah.
Then it was Tank and Devin, and then the Manny Pacquiao, right? That's three different
Mhm.
opponents, three pump fakes, man. Three of them.
man.
You won the eliminator, pump fake like you was gonna go after the belt for Devin. You know,
Mm-hmm.
let everybody down with that. Then you threw out Tank. Let's go. Pump fake with that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Manny Pacquiao. Oh shit. This is a horse story. This is a legend. No one would turn this fight down. Pump fake with that. For I told and I said before, I said he gonna settle for somebody on a caliber of Linares or something, but I didn't even know Fortuna will even be in the sweepstakes, Ryan Garcia sweepstakes. But I'm not shocked, man. This don't even bother me at this point, man. That's why I bring flame when I bring it, because I foresee this shit happening, man. And this is this shit that's fucking up boxing. You got dudes like Ryan, like you said, all of this shit for Devin. Belts don't matter. Um, you know, he need Devin needs to worry about Teofimo Lopez or somebody else. I got Tank. That fight is happening next. Manny Pacquiao and all this other shit, man. It's amazing to me, man. It's amazing all of this just to avoid one fight. And it ain't just Ryan having that double talking and with this Devin shit. It's Tiafimo. Uh, I mean, we know Tank don't want to fight him. He got to be the boogie. To me, Devin Haney is the boogeyman at 135. People want to keep talking about he ain't fought nobody, his resume, this, that, and the third, but the money is there, right? They fight him, they're going to get a big payday, and they're going to
Mm-hmm.
get a belt. It's not making no sense, man, other than the fact that y'all don't want to risk getting whooped on by this quote unquote boring style defensive Mayweather, Money Mayweather style fighter in Devin Haney. Y'all don't want to get in there and get embarrassed because you're gonna be looking like Canelo after Mayweather whooped his ass, crying.
Mm, mm.
They don't want that kind of shit, Iron Kong. And that's just what it is. And then you got the race shit in it. You know, the Hispanics want to got the pride, so they don't want their top Hispanic fighter to get in there and get whooped somebody by somebody like Devin Haney. That's just like getting whooped by Floyd all over again. They don't want that
Right.
cycle again. You feel me? So I see what this shit is. It's some sucker shit, like you said.
I'm just like, when I saw, Eddie say that shit, I was like, I can believe it. I can believe it.
Hmm.
So Eddie's like, well, shit, we'll have to line up Linares for Devin Haney, because if he takes Fortuna, I mean, you can't force Fortuna to fight Devin Haney. You can't force him. You know what I'm saying? If Ryan Garcia and them offer, but my thing is, I wish when does the WBC get serious and say, you know what, man, y'all fucking up my rankings.
Yeah.
Y'all fucking up my rankings. You're number one. You say no, and you want to now take the number two mandatory. So this whole thing was for nothing. Then the WBC fucked this up so bad, bro.
Bad, bro. It's just been getting worse and worse. The same stuff we've been bringing heat to was the WBC ever since 2 years ago. And all the people that have been getting on the front line to try to defend for the sake of their favorite fighter who's holding that WBC belt or whatever the case. This is why we brought the heat. It was nothing personal with these individual fighters and their community following. It was about the WBC with the stupid shit that they're doing and the shit that they're allowing guys to get passes, um, not stepping up to fight the champ when they're mandatories. You got guys vacating belts, and then you got the WBC franchising these guys to protect them, and then the belt gets a fighter gets elevated, and then they don't want to respect that guy as the champ because of the
Mm.
dumb shit WBC is doing. It's crazy. All of this stuff, man, we've been watching and bringing flame to, and it got to this point. And the next topic I'm gonna do in a few hours, like after your live, is gonna be a big fight coming up, and it ain't got nothing to do with two professionals, man, in boxing. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
it's to make a good point on why boxing is where it's at right now, and why two people outside can come in and dominate and rack up M's, easy M's,
Mm, mm,
because like you said earlier, these fighters is on some sucker shit. You got a lot of channels that's on some sucker shit, and you got a lot of bias and ego getting in the way, whether we talking about in media, whether we talking about in the sport of boxing. And this shit is a circus. It's a circus, man. You might as well. I look at all these motherfuckers like the big red nose and big floppy shoes and paint on their face. They're clowns. Bunch of clown
mm.
shit, man.
Yeah, man, it's just real disappointing to me, because it's wild, because I go to some channels, and some channels that I still go to, and I respect the hosts mostly, but when people try and make the argument that Teofimo the real undisputed, it's like you can't be undisputed and you ain't and one of your belts don't have no mandatories attached. That would then mean
Right.
that you support the franchise belt BS.
Yes,
If
exactly.
mind you, some of these same people, when Canelo had the franchise belt, they didn't support the franchise belt. Teofimo gets the franchise belt. He undisputed. So, well, how? He won a franchise, but just like Canelo, you didn't support it then, but you support it now because you like Teofimo, right? You like Teofimo, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, how are you supporting that bullshit now? And it's like it's like if you go to simple math, go to the other sanctioning bodies and see who they list as the WBC champion. These other sanctioning bodies ain't
Mhm.
going for all this WBC bullshit, man. They're not going for no bridgerweight nonsense. They're not going for no franchise nonsense. They're not.
Yeah, man. You said the key thing. Who is this mandatory if he's the real champ? You know, and then do the other sanctioning bodies acknowledge that franchise status as a title?
They don't. They
See,
don't. You
it's
know what I'm
a
saying?
body bag. It's a body bag. And then Teofimo Lopez, it's funny, man. The last few interviews I've seen him, they don't even introduce him as undisputed. They introduce him as the unified WBA, WBO, IBF champion of the world and WBC franchise champion of the world. If he was
Yep.
just all the regular WBC, they wouldn't have to put that on there.
Right.
You'll be recognized as the full WBC world champ, but you're the WBC franchise champ, my dude. And it's crazy. They got this in caption underneath your picture when you talking, but yet you over here telling everybody you undisputed. You showing the belt that they FedEx to you and shit without the franchise on it and all kind of weirdness, and you showing the certificate, trying to convince people. And I know what that energy is, Tiafimo. You trying to convince people that you don't need to take the Devin Haney fight. You want everybody to be so convinced that you're already undisputed, so that nobody won't keep putting pressure on you about this Devin Haney fight. You know, all of a sudden now you need 10 million to fight Devin Haney. You got 1.5 or 2 or whatever with Lomachenko, but for Devin Haney, somebody who's easy work, give me 10 for him, please, please.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, man, it's just interesting that I go on Twitter and I already see people giving flame to Haney. It's like, why y'all mad at Devin Haney? These dudes are carving a path around Devin Haney, and y'all are mad at Devin Haney. Devin Haney's supposed to be there, and his mandatories are supposed to fight him. There's no other person I see other than Demetrius Andrade or Terence Crawford, by the way, who people are literally avoiding, but people are still jumping on them. People are outwardly, publicly saying, "I am not going to fight you." But because you don't like these fighters for whatever reason, you don't like them, you still jump on his. How are you going to be jumping on Devin Haney? This kid's there waiting for a fight, waiting for somebody to say, okay. You know what I'm saying? You telling me Gamboa got more guts than them people like Ryan Garcia? You know what I'm saying? Why is it? Because they came out, Eddie Reynoso and them came out and said they don't like the Manny Pacquiao fight for Ryan. They don't like that fight. So no doubt they've already told. And remember Canelo after the fight, after he beat Luke Campbell, said Ryan needs at least 2 to 3 more fights. He said it on video. He needs 2 to 3 more fights before he fights the top flight competition. Well, something's wrong because you keep. Do they consider Devin Haney top flight then? Because everybody else seems to not. But somehow they're not signing that contract to fight Devin Haney. They want to fight everybody else. I
Everybody else.
want to fight Tank. I want Tank to come up from 130 to fight me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No. But you know what? Nah, I got a way bigger fight coming. I got Manny Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
But it don't seem like Manny Pacquiao gonna fight you. No, Manny Pacquiao said he gonna make a big announcement just now with a fight. If that fight is not Ryan Garcia, I mean, really, who are you gonna know? Say, you know what? Ryan Garcia is right. He should fight Javier Fortuna. F. Devin Haney. Who's gonna back that up? I mean, Black. I want to see the
Come on,
channels.
man.
Who's
Come
gonna
on,
back
man.
this shit up?
Bro, all right, Carl, you know what time it is, man. This is go time. This is the reveal time, man. This is when you find out, separate the real from the fake. When situations like this happen, that's why I spoke up early on this shit. I'm like, oh hell no. All right, look, keep the same energy. woo, 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 and jump on the shit right away because then I fall back. I just fall back and watch and see how other people gonna respond to this shit. How other people gonna receive it. If they're gonna keep the same energy with Ryan Garcia as they put the pressure on other fighters when they're a different complexion or they're different, you know what I'm saying, a situation that is opposite of their favorite guy. I already know what time it is, man. You're gonna see these dudes get exposed, man. They're gonna defend it. But what at the end of the day, like I talked about this yesterday, a lot of them gonna defend it because, you know, um, their race is attached to it, or their channels got a lot of following that's attached to this, Ryan or whoever it is that we bring it heat to, they're gonna defend it to protect and maintain the following that they got. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And then the followers is just gonna keep, of course, Mexican pride or whatever pride it is, the city pride, the culture pride, they're gonna ride with who they ride with. But I mean, me and you see clear as day, man. We saw this early on. We knew we knew the Tank fight wasn't gonna happen. We knew the Manny Pacquiao fight wasn't gonna happen. Like you said, Manny's do have an announcement coming up, and I'm about 85, 90% sure it ain't Ryan. You know what I mean? Because Manny, you know why? Because Manny Pacquiao has showed me throughout years he on some big champ shit. Big champ shit. He ain't been on no little champ shit trying to pull dudes up and do all this shit. He's the little dude that had to fight
Right.
big dudes.
That's
Like,
right.
so the Manny Pacquiao been on some big champ shit. He gains nothing from Ryan. Nothing. So, there was just a PR stunt. This was a misdirection stunt from Golden Boy to avoid um to take away attention from Ryan fighting his mandatory Ryan fighting the champion as he is the mandatory to Devin Haney. That's all it is, man. And
That's
it's a
all it
shame
is.
that WBC didn't order. They said that they were going to order the fight, and they haven't even ordered it. And that's because of the bias, the racism, and the bullshit that's been going on.
That's right. That's right. Remember, I think it was yesterday I said, why haven't I heard Devin Haney announce no fights yet? Then when Eddie Hearn says, I was like, oh, because they're trying to get Javier Fortuna to fight Ryan.
They got
I
niggas ducking him,
see.
stealing his opponents,
I
all kind
see.
of
I
shit.
got you. I
And
got you. So I'm not gonna fight you. But you know what? I'm a fight the motherfucker who's supposed to fight you then. So you don't get no point. And I'm still gonna say
and
that you
guess
that
what?
that that, that you suck. What?
Right, right. That's all it's about, Iron Cone. Then that gives them more time for people to say, look, he ain't fought nobody. Look, Ryan had to fight Javier Fortuna. Devin's still fighting, but he went from Gamboa to this dude. Who the fuck is Linares or who the fuck is whoever you fight? They gonna shit on him. So you
But
got dudes
then,
ducking him, you got dudes
uh-huh.
stealing his opponents, and they gonna just use that as an opportunity to keep shitting on. Look at the email channel. Told you ain't gonna fight nobody. Told you.
But then,
Sucker
if
shit.
he do fight George Linares beat Luke Campbell. Is George Linares for them gonna suck now? George Linares beat Luke Campbell. So if Devin Haney beats the guy who Ryan Garcia's opponent lost to, is that a shitty win?
They gonna spin it.
Devin Haney beat the former champion. Luke Campbell is not a former champion. So if Devin Haney beats George Linares, what? Is that a shitty win now? I mean, y'all gonna have to make up y'all mind. Are y'all really about this shit or not? You know what I'm saying?
He'll be fighting
Y'all
an opponent that Loma and Ryan fought.
okay?
I mean not Ryan, but Loma and Campbell fought.
That's right.
So yeah.
That's right. So if Linares fights Devin Haney, right? Because Golden Boy can't have it both ways. You can't steal a man's opponent, Javier Fortuna, and then still don't let him fight George Linares. You know what I'm saying? You because remember Linares is with Golden Boy. And it's like, so what now,
Wow.
bro? Like what now? Like the zone can't like the zone and the WBC. Well, the zone is they don't really care. I mean, none of these two really doing no big numbers like that. But the WBC has to finally say, hey man, I'm not here for all this. I'm not here. I'm not sanctioning this fight because if the
Yeah.
number one and number two mandatory fight, what are y'all fighting for?
But then again,
I'm
what you saying, Iron Kong, is like these motherfuckers have the authority to be like, no, I'm gonna order you to fight Devin. I'm gonna order one of you motherfuckers to fight Devin. They don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I mean, if Ryan is not gonna do it, just order Javier. But because the bias to Ryan, you're gonna let Ryan steal the Javier Fortuna fight when that's supposed to be the next fight for Devin should be he fighting a mandatory, correct? I mean, like he should be fighting his a mandatory next. It should be a mandatory order. They were supposed to do that. They were supposed to order Ryan and Devin, but they didn't want to do that. So now this is the whatever Ryan want to do time. You know, whatever Ryan want to do. He's the people's champ. So
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And you're gonna got people out here who tell me they're hardcore boxing fans. I call myself a casual, but it seems like my casual ass, I still believe in boxing in boxing standards. Like this is what you're supposed to do. If you're mandatory, you fight the champion. You know what I'm saying? You don't say, oh, I'm gonna fight a final limiter, but you know what? I'm gonna fight everybody else but the champion. How are you a boxing hardcore and you like this shit? You know what I'm saying? How you like this shit? Nah,
man,
man.
I remember when I was watching an interview with Devin Haney on Max Kellerman. This is the face expression he made when he was asking about the Teofimo Lopez fight and why do you think these guys don't want to fight you? I was like, I'm gonna screenshot the shit out of this and use this crap. This is my expression.
uh,
This is my facial expression when I'm thinking about the sport of boxing, man. Like this is some bullshit right here. Look at this shit here, man. When you said Ryan might fight Javier Fortuna, that was my facial expression. Look at this shit.
right, right.
Crazy, dog. Javier Fortuna versus Ryan Garcia. I got the Devin Haney face. Like fuck it, man. This is out of hand. Hey, Devin Haney, what you think about Mauricio? Oh man, why you gonna ask me that, man? Come on, man.
Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that face. I blowed it up, man.
Come on, dog. You gonna ask me about Mauricio? Come on, man. Damn.
I'm
I was
just
having
telling
a
you,
good day.
man. When I saw that shit, when I saw Eddie Hearn say that shit, I was just like, you know what? This makes sense. This makes
Mm-hmm.
a lot of effing sense.
Yep.
This makes a lot of sense. Why this man hasn't announced the fight yet? Because I saw Javier Fortuna's promoter or manager, whatever, Samson Lukowitz, agree to fight Devin Haney on the Boxing Voice with Bill Haney. And when I didn't see nothing announced, I said, oh, all right then. It makes perfect
Yeah,
sense.
bro.
They're trying to get Javier Fortuna. You know what I'm
Man.
saying?
Hey, but see, Iron Cone, that's why you need people like you, people like me, that's gonna that's gonna you know what I'm saying, analyze this shit and speak up on it, man. Like, you know, you be on it, man. You be on it. When these little changes and little inconsistencies be happening and they change up some shit, it's just like, hold up, what's going on here? Wait a minute. Let's talk about this. And then we want to know if people's going how long is people gonna accept the bullshit? You know what I mean? Because it's just like with the Wilder shit. It was like, okay, it was one thing after another, after another, after another. Then it's like, okay, dog, enough's enough. With the
That's
Spence
right.
shit, one thing after another, after another, after another. It's like, okay, dog, this is some bullshit. This shit with Ryan Garcia, one thing after another, after another, after another. This is some bullshit.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? And it's not like we react right away. We notice these symptoms. We can go back and we can explain the same symptoms that a lot of these duckers have, man. The same type of excuses they use. A lot of them price themselves out. They say, you're boring. They say you're on the wrong side of the street. He don't bring enough money to the table.
Don't
He's
bring
not
enough money.
exciting. All kind of shit. We got a whole damn encyclopedia of duck synonyms and excuses, man, that we didn't heard.
Man, I am so disappointed in this shit. I was when I saw this, I was like, man, Ryan Garcia, man. Listen, I already knew he was ducking Haney, but to do all this just to not listen. If Manny Pacquiao don't announce Ryan Garcia as his opponent, if he
Mm-hmm.
don't announce Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying? I need to see the people who are gonna tell me that he not ducking because again, a lot of these so-called unbiased and all these hardcore, super hardcore channels, boxing purists. Hey, people
Yes.
call me a casual, and I call myself a casual. I am a casual, and you know what? I don't think boxing deserves hardcore fans no more because you can't
Mm-hmm.
be a hardcore fan and still supporting Ryan Garcia doing no sucker shit like this. If you're a hardcore fan, you're supposed to support people doing things that the sport demands, going after belts, champions for other champions until they become undisputed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not here for all this. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that supersede who you like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, if Kubrat Pulev had beat Anthony Joshua
Mm-hmm.
and Tyson Fury had fought Ajit Kabayel and Ajit Kabayel had beat Tyson Fury, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna watch Kubrat Pulev versus Ajit Kabayel for undisputed. I don't give a. I'm gonna support that fight. I
Yes, sir.
want to see. I'm gonna because certain things need to happen in the sport. I get it. There are big fights outside of sometimes championship fights, but I'm saying to you, certain things supersede who you like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm really disappointed in this bullshit. If Devin Haney fights Linares, so be it. I'm gonna take that fight because I was told that if Ryan Garcia doesn't fight Tank and he fights Linares and not Haney, then it's not really a duck. It's actually a sidestep. It's not a step back. It's not a step forward. It's just a
Sidestep?
sidestep. It's a sidestep, not a step back, not a duck. Because Linares and Haney is somehow on the same level. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, so you telling me it's cool if this man fights Linares
He fighting
while
side pieces now. He fighting side
what
pieces now.
exactly whilst turning down a belt? Like it don't make sense to me, right? You can't be shitting on Devin Haney. He didn't fought nobody. But the people who he trying to fight are all saying, no, I'm gonna fight somebody else outside of Devin Haney. But y'all not giving them people no flame. This is gonna be the second time Javier Fortuna turned this fight down.
Yeah, man. Telling you, dog. But let that have been let Ryan been in Devin's shoes and Devin been in Ryan's shoes. They would have been flaming the shit out of Devin Haney if he would have fucking ducked Ryan
Let me
and
tell you
fucking
something.
said, "Oh no, I'm gonna fight Tank," and then duck Tank, and then said, "No, I'm gonna fight Manny Pacquiao," and then duck Manny Pacquiao. They would have roasted this man alive like an
That's
open
right.
barbecue on a summer day.
Bro, it's who you like. I don't realize, like, yo, it's who you like. I watch a lot of these guys, some of these channels, and I just say, you know what? I really can't argue with Aya because it's just who you like. You don't like Andre for whatever reason, and it's a lot of times it's not even a fight. It's just that they don't like certain channels that might give the guy some props.
Mm-hmm.
So by osmosis, Andre gets the hate, no
Mm-hmm.
matter if it's people turning down Andre. Now Andre
That's
is gonna
bullshit.
fight Liam Williams, right? He's gonna fight Liam Williams from England, right? Now, Eddie Hearn just announced on his Twitter that they've come to terms with Liam Williams. He's not going to purse bid. They've offered him whatever money. He's taking the money. He's gonna fight. No, they're already framing Andre. I saw people still online, and I'm telling people like, how y'all mad at Andre? How much money he gonna offer people like Jamal Charlo? How much money he gonna offer Triple G? You know, you got, well, again, he said, and mind you, Black, nobody talked about it. Demetrius Andrade said, and you brought it to my attention, that Canelo was offered an extra 5 to fight him, and he said no. All of it, but
Sure.
realize nobody picked up on that otherwise. Everybody left that part out. Why should Canelo fight him? Why should he want to be great? What? Beating Kovalev and then dropping the belt immediately. That's great. That's great. Why are you turning on an extra $5 million to fight somebody else? I give Canelo his props when needed, but come on, no fighter is above getting criticism. But it seems like some people are above criticism for some of these guys, and I don't like that. Well, Black's gone, right? So you got Andre just announced that he's gonna fight Liam Williams in Providence. Now Liam Williams is a tough guy, mightn't be no world class athlete or whatever, but he's a tough guy. So let me see all the people who are gonna shit on Andre because he's gonna have to fight his mandatory. He fight Liam Williams because none of the other champions want to fight him. Triple G is ducking Demetrius Andre. He tried to fight Jaime Munguia. That negotiation fell apart. Didn't go nowhere. So now we're hearing he might try to fight Ryota Murata in Japan. I mean, cool, but let's not get it twisted. Ryota Murata is a straight up tough guy fighter who's going to stand in front of Triple G and get beat up. Triple G does not want to fight Demetrius Andre. It's a joke. Jaime Munguia again is supposed to be Demetrius Andrade's mandatory. He didn't activate his mandatory for 160. What's up, Sporting? My bad. What's up, bro? What's up? Sporting, if you want to get on, come through with me. You know what I'm saying? So the Munguia fight not gonna happen, right? So Munguia don't want to fight Andre neither. Triple G don't want to fight Andre. Jamal Charlo told him on $7 million to fight Andre. Canelo moved up, right? But people are mad at Demetrius Andre. They really mad at this dude. Like, who is he supposed to fight outside of these people that you care? Who at 160 do you care about that Andre can fight? Who? Outside of these champions? Who? Nobody. Right? So he's going to fight Liam Williams. And hey, Demetrius Andre has to look better than he looked against Luke Keeler. He can't look like shit again. Even in a win, you can't look shitty in a win. See, Luke Keeler couldn't knock you out, but I believe Liam Williams can knock out Demetrius Andre if he catches him. So he got to be on his game, right? But this whole Ryan Garcia saga, I'm even less of a Ryan Garcia fan. You know, I didn't want him to win the Luke Campbell fight because I already knew if he won that fight, we would be on this bullshit right now. I already knew. I knew what would happen. And here we are today. So let's wait and see what Manny Pacquiao does. Manny Pacquiao said he's going to announce a fight. I doubt it's Ryan Garcia. If it is Ryan Garcia, fine. Go ahead, man. But if it's not Ryan Garcia, do we finally call Ryan Garcia a duck? Do we call him a duck? I called him a duck immediately. I knew he wasn't going to fight Devin Haney. Luke Campbell would have fought Devin Haney. But Ryan Garcia, I knew he was going to do all this BS. Go all around the bush. At some point, y'all so-called hardcore boxing fans, you boxing purists, have to say, bro, you got to stop ducking. I know some of y'all don't like Devin Haney, and y'all listen y'all that. But y'all have to finally say, hey, man, you ducking this dude. You ducking this dude. Anyway, man, that's it for me. Y'all have a nice day. Peace.